course, in our day, Elaine, there was no getting people in to do, if that's what you're thinking of doing.
Well, we thought we might, Mrs. Phillips.
Well, we're both of us working, you see, Mum. We don't really have the time to do it ourselves.
Well, we had to do it ourselves, Ashley, whether we had time or not. It was housewife's choice.
Hobson's, dear.
Housewife's Hobson's, Colin. Now, what's that? No, we had to do it all. A woman's place was inside her rubber gloves.
I don't see why women shouldn't have careers, Mrs. Phillips. Or why the housework should just be one person's responsibility.
Perhaps you could give me a little hand with the dusting now, do you think?
I'll give you a hand, Dad.
Still, if you want to get someone in, I'm sure it's up to you, if you don't mind having strangers, as I call them, in your house, as I call it. I know Mrs. Buckley rues the day they got that French au pair girl out there brandishing herself. You can see her some afternoons sunbathing nude in the back garden.
Can you?
Yeah, if you lean out the window and hold up a mirror.
Yeah.
We weren't ashamed to be housewives, Elaine. We wore our aprons with pride, didn't we, Colin?
Yes, dear.
And I know this much, Elaine. A woman's work is never done. Is it, Colin?
No, dear. Could you give me a hand with the polishing now, do you think, Ashley?
Well, what's your objection? Elaine, take your head out of the oven. It can't be that bad. Elaine, it's very rude to kill yourself when someone's talking to you.
What?
I said, what's your objection to getting somebody in?
I don't know. Just seems wrong.
Well, you don't agree with my mum, do you?
No. It's just in some ways I think you should clean your own mess up. I don't know if I want to be an employer and join the ranks of the capitalist exploiters.
Well, look, I tell you what, we'll employ somebody first, and then we'll write a letter of anguish to the Guardian about it later, eh?
This muck in here won't even come off with wire wool.
Well, I don't really see your argument, though, because, I mean, we employ somebody to take our rubbish away, don't we?
Well, indirectly.
Well, I don't see that it's morally better to do it yourself. You know, go down to the depot every night with a handcart.
I don't know. It just seems like exploitation.
We're creating a job. We're not exploiting anybody.
Well, how much were you thinking of paying?
About 25 pence an hour. No, I mean, it'll be easier for us, won't it?
All right, then, but only if we pay the going rate, and only if we're creating a job for someone who really needs one.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a pensioner.
Yeah, yeah.
Or a single parent.
Yeah, yeah.
Or someone completely stupid.
Yeah.
You'll agree to anything, won't you, Ashley? As long as you don't have to do the housework yourself.
Yeah.
Well, seeing as I've done the oven, you can do the looking.
All right, leave it to me. I'll find somebody. So, single parent or a pensioner? Yeah, I think that's always impressed me about you, Perce.
Yes, Ash? Yeah, why don't you sit down?
Where?
Sit on that plate, it won't hurt.
Yeah, the thing that's always impressed me about you is that although you live on your own and everything, you always make such an effort to keep the place looking smart.
Yeah, well, that's it, you see. I mean, I do run a tidy ship, I will say that for myself. Coffee, Ash?
Well, if you... No, thanks.
Oh, well, just as well.
Yeah, it's always so impeccable. I mean, the times I've come round here and thought, God, you could eat your dinner off that fruit. Have you lost something?
I wondered what had happened to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's always so smart. And are you all right? You haven't been depressed or anything?
No, Ash, no. Top of the world.
So what's all this then?
What?
This! You sitting here like Fungus the Bogeyman and he's down inside.
Oh, the flat. Oh, yeah. Spring mucking.
Spring mucking?
Yeah.
What do you mean, spring mucking?
Well, it's simple, Ash. You see, most people let everything go, and then once a year they tidy everything up. Well, me, I keep the place tidy, so once a year I just let it all go. See, once in a while, that's spring mucking, you see. Once in a while, you have to just sit down and wallow in it for a bit, you know.
So you wouldn't be interested in any light domestic duties, would you, to supplement your pension?
Oh, no, Ash, no, sorry, no. I couldn't take anything else on now. Not while I'm slap bang in the middle of...
spring mucking.
Yeah.
No, you'd be too busy, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I should be up to the eyebrows in it for another fortnight, I think.
Right. Well, I'll be off. There's nothing you need, is there? I drop round some garbage or the odd dead rat?
Well, very kind of you, Ash, but don't bother. Not unless you're passing.
OK. All right, well, I'll see you after spring mucking, then.
Yeah.
I'll come round in a week or two and dig you out.
Yeah. Not really dirty enough, is it?
Pity Purse wouldn't do it. He'd have been good, wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And he keeps his own place so tidy.
Well, he did. It's lying fallow at the moment. And he got so much junk in his bathroom, he needs a divining rod to find the taps.
I suppose he's got enough on his plate.
Yep, grease mostly. Oh, I put an ad in the newsagents.
Well, I hope it was an improvement on your first effort. Woman wanted 2 mornings a week for light duties in the bedroom. Oh, I'll get it. Hello? Oh, yes, that's right. Yes, just come straight round. Bye. We've got an applicant.
So what do we do? I've never interviewed anyone before. What questions do we ask?
Oh, don't worry about that now. Come on. We better tidy the place up.
Brought my Triculum vitals I thought you might like to see them.
Yes, thank you. That's very good, Ashley.
Yes, that's very impressive.
And I'm very particular about cleanliness, as you can see from my personal appearance. And I'd be willing to do 2 or 3 mornings a week.
Yes.
Yes. And if you like, I could even do a little cooking.
Oh, no. Fine, thanks all the same.
Well, thanks for coming, Mrs. Godwin. We won't make a decision immediately. We'll maybe take up some references.
Oh, I got one. I got one, yes, from my last employer.
Good.
Yes. Mrs. Godwin has always given satisfaction and is only leaving us as we are moving house so I can be nearer my husband who is in hospital. We in no way blame her for the salmonella outbreak. And we never had to lock up the drinks cabinet there.
Well, that's very good, isn't it, Ashley?
Yes, I think that's certainly going to help us make up our minds.
Yes?
Well, someone else did answer the ad, so we won't make a decision now, and, well, we'll let you know as soon as we can.
Oh, right, OK, then. Yes, that's all right, then. As soon as you like, any time.
Right. Well, thanks very much for coming along.
Bye then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Mrs. Godwin.
Did you see that? It was Typhoid Mary all over again.
Did you see her nails?
No, I was too busy watching the earwigs crawling up the ladder. So how many's that now?
3, all unsuitable, plus one who hasn't turned up.
Oh, well, let's get the vacuum cleaner out and do it ourselves, I suppose. Oh, no. Probably Mrs. Godwin come back for one of her germs. Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Phillips.
Yes?
Mrs. Dunn. So pleased to meet you.
How do you do?
And you must be Mrs. Phillips.
Well, Elaine, we live together.
Oh, how modern. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Well, shall I come in and interview your little flat?
Yes, please. I'm sorry, it's a bit untidy.
Yes. Oh, well, Well, we can soon sort that out. Well?
Well,
Well, go on, Elaine. Show Mrs. Dutton our references.
Hello, Elaine. I'm just off. I've made as much headway as I could, though I didn't have time to do it all at once.
well, not to worry.
But I've done all the glass work. And I've polished the light bulbs. I think you'll find it a lot brighter in here now. And I've washed your records for you.
Wash the records.
Well, they look like they haven't been done for a while, if I'm not mistaken.
No, no.
And I was going to polish the silver, but you don't appear to have any.
No, we don't.
So I did what I could with the stainless steel. Now, the jacket on your boiler was a little bit loose, so I took it off and sewed some buttons on. I think you'll find it a much snugger fit now.
Thank you.
Now, I've done the sofa and the chairs with fabric conditioner, so if you could try not to sit on them for a couple of days. And I've just shampooed the rug, so if you could avoid standing on it as much as possible.
Oh, yes, we will.
I'll try and pop by in a couple of days to vacuum them when they're dry. If you could leave me a set of keys.
Oh, yes, right, will you? You better take mine here.
Oh, thank you.
And you're quite happy, are you, to come back?
Oh, yes, yes. I think of projects like this as my sort of missionary work.
Good.
There is one thing, Elaine, dear. Your vacuum cleaner.
Yes.
It's very hard on the back. I'm a little bit spinal, you see. Now, Mrs. Burgess, who I go to on Tuesdays...
What does Mrs. Burgess have?
Oh, one of the latest Japanese models. Much easier on the discs. So if you want me to continue...
Well, I'll have a word with Ashley about it.
Thank you. Now, I've ironed the newspaper for you. I always ironed Lord Elmsley's newspaper for him. Not while he was reading it, of course. Well, then I'll be off. See you next week. Goodbye.
Yes, Mrs. Dutton. Bye.
She has, Elaine.
She has not.
She has. I can taste it. She's polished the plates. Look at that potato.
She hasn't.
Well, she's polished the potatoes then.
She's just thorough. She does behind the flat's ears.
And what about this? If I try and play that, I'm going to be seasick. What's she going to wash next? The electricity?
Well, at least we can come home at the end of the day and not have to worry about the housework.
No, we just come home at the end of the day and we're frightened to stand on the carpets. I mean, how are we supposed to get around the flat, eh? Swing round on the lampshade?
Well, Ashley, don't sit on the sofa.
What?
She's only just cleaned it. Here, sit on the tea towel.
Sit on a towel? This isn't the seaside, Elaine. This is a sofa.
Go on, just this once. I don't want to offend her by undoing all her good work. After all, she is a
treasure, yes. Beginning to wish she was a buried treasure. Right, well, I'll just sit on my little towel and read my horoscope. Elaine, what's this?
Oh, she ironed the newspaper.
She ironed the paper. Oh, great. She's only singed my Aries.
Shall I turn the light off, then?
Yeah, all right.
What's that?
She's moved my table. She's moved my table.
Well, so what?
Well, that's not where I have my table.
Well, move it back. Honestly, anyone would think you were 92. She's moved my table.
Yeah, you see, it's not so funny when it's your table, is it?
It's all right. It's not that bad. There.
I've never had my table there. Always have my table here. That is not where I have my table.
Ashley, please stop going on about your table. She's moved my table as well, you know.
Well, it's a bit much, isn't it? I mean, you take somebody on to keep the flat tidy and they go moving your table.
She probably did it just to let us know she'd hoovered. Oh, we need another set of keys cut, by the way.
What?
I gave her mine. She wanted to come round when the carpets were dry and go over them with the vacuum.
Well, I don't like the idea of her being able to walk into the flat whenever she feels like it.
Well, what do you think she's going to do?
Well, she might move my table.
You'll probably come round tomorrow while we're at work.
I won't disturb you. I'm just going over the carpets. Be off in a couple of minutes.
Go home, Ashley. Standing around in that suit, you make the place look tidy.
How much longer till the end of spring mucking then, Bert?
Midnight tonight. It'll all be done. When rubbish blooms like fields of clover, you'll know spring mucking's almost over.
Practically poetry.
Go away, Ashley. There isn't room here for you, me, and the rubbish.
Yeah, well, 5 more minutes, eh?
You and Elaine had a row?
No,
Well, what are you hiding from, then?
the cleaning lady. Hi, Elaine. I'm home. And I'm in the mood, so GTOQ, get him off quick.
Just away, dear.
Right, fine. Well, everything shiny and sparkly new, I see.
Oh, the new vacuum cleaner's working a treat. Simply sucks up the dirt.
Oh, good. Good. Mrs. Dutton, the furniture seems to have moved.
Yes. Looks better there, doesn't it?
Does it?
Well, Mrs. Burgess, who I go to on Tuesdays, she's been featured in Homes and Gardens, you know.
Has she?
Mrs. Burgess says that a sofa should always face south, so I moved it for you.
Well, the thing is, we quite like the... Mrs. Dutton, the sofa's got things on it.
Antimacassars, dear. I thought it would save the material. I've kept you the receipts. Nice, aren't they?
Lovely. Yes, very modern. I've never had a sofa with sleeves on before.
While I remember, Mr. Phillips, I do hope you don't mind my mentioning this, but I couldn't help noticing that you don't seem to have any slippers. So I took the liberty of getting you some. It saved my carpets.
Oh. Well... They're lovely.
I've kept you the receipts.
Oh, yes, you must let me pay.
Oh, the next time will do. Well, CBFN.
Sorry?
Cheery bye for now.
Oh, yes. Bye-bye, Mrs. Dutton. STGS. Sod this for a game of soldiers. I mean, look. Tartan slippers, I'm not even 30.
Well, look at mine. Purple with pom-poms.
We're being terrorised. Her standards are impossible. It's getting me down. I mean, you know I told her not to touch our lucky cobweb, the one in the corner of the bedroom?
Oh, no, she didn't clean it away.
No, she mended it. I mean, I've got to have a bit of chaos in my life or I can't function properly. I mean, if we're not careful, she'll come and get us in the middle of the night. We'll both wake up in bin liners.
So what are we going to do?
I don't know, give her the boot, I suppose. Mind you, if we give her the boot, she'll probably just polish it.
OK, when will you do it?
Me? How come I get all the good jobs? I can't... All right, I'll do it.
Mrs. Dutton, we're back.
Hello, almost done.
Go on, then, I've done my bit.
Oh, big bit that was.
Go on.
Right. Oh, look, wouldn't it be easier if we just murdered her instead?
Ashley, go on.
I can't, Elaine. I've never fired anybody before in my life. She might need the money.
Look, it's like you said, it's either her or us. You've got to be ruthless.
Well, look, why don't I go out and you be ruthless, eh?
OK, look, we'll both be ruthless.
Oh,
Hello, Mrs. Dutton.
hello, Elaine, dear. Oh, you've come home together today. That's nice.
Hello, Mrs. Dutton.
You are not wearing your slippers, I notice. I've just done those carpets.
Yeah, we're just going to put them on now, aren't we, Elaine?
What? Oh, yes. Ashley, you and a man or a mouse?
I'm a mouse that wears slippers, all right?
Tell her.
Look, let's just forget it, eh? Why don't we say she can keep the flat and we'll go and live in a hotel?
Well, I'll be away then. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, Mrs. Dutton, about next week.
Yes, dear?
Go on.
Well, the thing is, Mrs. Dutton, that, you've done such a good job on the flat that we wondered if once a week maybe wasn't too much.
Oh.
Yes, that is, Ashley, thought that, there's probably not enough here to keep you occupied, and we could probably manage if you came just, well, once every fortnight.
Yeah, or once a month.
Or every couple of months.
Or once a year.
Or just when you happen to be passing.
Oh, I see. Well,
Well, we'll pay you for 4 weeks, though, and for tonight, of course.
oh, well. I'm glad you brought this up because the other lady I work with, Mrs. Burgess, well, she's been wanting me to go full time now, but I've been resisting it because I have my other commitments. But if you feel you can manage, now I've shown you the right road.
Well, yes, I think so.
Oh, good. Because I've always felt that coming here was like bringing gods to the savages, if you see what I mean.
I think so, yes.
Well, as long as I've shown you the way, I'll be off then. Oh, you're such a nice young couple. I can tell you're going to be very happy here. And there's so much room for improvement. Well, oh, don't forget to wear your slippers. Goodbye.
Well, bye, Mrs. Dutton.
Bye.
Oh, Ashley, I feel terrible.
Dear, I feel great.
What can we do with these?
Give them to my mother as a birthday present.
Well, I know our flat's not much, and it'll never be in Home and Gardens.
Oh, I don't know. Our car was in Exchange and Mart.
But it's home, sweet, scruffy home.
I think at the weekend I shall go down to the council incinerator and burn those slippers.
A good idea. I'll come with you and incinerate my pom-poms.
I'm going to have a quick lie down, I think.
What now?
Yeah, you know, just a quick 10-minute flake out.
Do you want some tea?
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, thanks. Right! Hit me, you pillows!
Ashley, what's the matter?
She got me.
They return on Monday at 7:30. Well, next on Plus, swindles and phony deals. No change there then. It's Minder.